just saw my brother take a donkey choker dip of Copenhagen long cut in the car and talking on his phone, and he picked up his friend Cerny. And I know Mom said no one in the front seat. And no friends in the car.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time.
Well, here we are. Here we are. Another day, another dollar.
Yes. Yes.
We have
dollars.
They just keep
taxes.
going by. You know what?
Change.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, it's already. I feel like this year the months are slamming by, and I just was like, what's the date? We're already a third through August, and I feel like it just.
I know. It feels like it was just 4th of July.
And I saw a meme that said, in 4 months it's going to be 2022, and I'm like, oh my God! Like I'm still processing last year. I'm still trying to figure it out because I'm not totally sure what happened last year. Just too crazy. Too crazy. Well,
still processing.
it's still we're still working through it now. You know, if you're an avid Cerny Sled or Chipmunk, you know that Joe had his bachelor party.
Yes, we did.
And Cerny went, and that's all we were allowed to say about that subject.
I went. We golfed. Some of us made it through our rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us couldn't hang.
Well, if you can't hang, can't bang.
Quote Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I gotta say, Cerny, are you a fan of Lizzo?
A couple of her songs I heard.
I think
good, but I usually don't follow her.
Yes, she's dropping a new album, and
Okay.
her next single, which I think comes out later this week, features Cardi B.
Oh,
so
it's
you
gonna
know
it's gonna be fire.
So look for that next week on the Chip and Cern Show. Probably I'm sure there'll be an accompanying music video. And if there's one thing I know about Lizzo, she likes twerking.
Yes, I've gathered that myself.
Yes, if you're a follow her on Instagram, she loves shaking that big black ass around.
Yes.
Bless up. I'm here for it. I like seeing it. I'm like, let's go, Lizzo. You fucking own that shit. Let's go. So I can't wait to see this music video. And Cardi B,
she never disappoints. She never disappoints.
No, not in the least. I feel like it's like a twerking booty arms race between like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, throw Lizzo in there maybe. It's like who could make
Doja Cat get her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Well, we were driving
I
around.
Wonder, what is Iggy Azalea?
What happened to her?
I think she's still making music. I don't know. I'll have to research it.
We'll have to look that up. I wonder. She had like the song of the summer, a couple summers ago.
Oh yeah.
I think, but maybe it was just a one hit flash in the pan sort of situation.
Well, she has a few hits. I just wonder if she's. I haven't followed her. Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't follow too much though.
I don't either. She's not one that makes it across the way very often for me. But I know this new Lizzo album is supposed to be. I imagine it's going to be good. So we'll have a full breakdown coming soon. And I will say about Doja Cat, I was in the car or one of the songs we listened to came on. I'm like, I know who this is. And before I would have had no even hint of an idea to even guess.
Now that's it. You're on it.
So now that we're on it, so we gotta keep on it for everyone's sake. Now, I heard through the grapevine that a lot of beers were consumed at said bachelor party.
Yes.
Now, last year I sort of pulled back from drinking a lot. I don't know why. I just naturally stop drinking as much as I normally do.
You pay the price. You pay the price if you have too many.
I think as we're in our 30s, in our mid 30s now, technically, you do kind of realize like, okay, well, if you have 2 beers, you're going to be a little sluggish on the other end of that when you wake up the next morning groggy. So I'm like, well, let me, anyway.
You have a headache and
yeah, you got it's just you're not as sharp as you need to be at work. Yeah, the price is not worth the cost of admission anymore.
And the bounce back isn't like noon the next day. It's like
it's
noon
laggards.
3 days from now.
It's lagging now. Chip and Cern show fan and friend of the show, my buddy Nate, who I've worked with for a couple of years now. He has been turning me on to some of the non-alcoholic beers that are coming out. And he's been sending me. There's like a couple. There's a couple ones that are like aimed at like athletes. They're like, all the flavor and taste of a beer, but without the performance, impact kind of thing. That's how they're
the blockers.
Yes, that's how they're like selling it. And so we went to get lunch the other day, and I saw a non-alcoholic hazy IPA, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot. So I took a picture of it because I was like, let me remember what this was. Now, I know if you've listened to Chip and Stern show for a while, Chipper drinking non-alcoholic beer is probably a little bit of a anomaly. Best Day Brewing, hazy IPA, less than 0.5%. So I had this, and I wanted my wife to try it too, just to see what she thought. And I thought it was okay. It was missing something, though. And it wasn't like the boozy part of it. It just felt a little...
Not as citrusy, or...
I don't know. It didn't have the body or like the fullness that you kind of expect from beer. So, but I don't know if I would get it because it's still... the calories were still there. You don't get the buzz.
For me, if I'm going to get a beer, and we just said, I'm not looking to get trash, but I'm still looking for the buzz. If
Totally.
I'm selling it in for the beer, I'm looking for the buzz.
you need that on there, right? You don't want to pay for the caloric cost.
The caloric cost without the buzz benefit.
I think that's still my current stance on it, but I am curious I might mix it up a little bit more just to see, but I don't why who knows. But now that I am doing the less drinking, I haven't stopped at all. But now it's like, I can get exactly what I want and just have one and like enjoy it, and then I don't have to worry about being like deathly hungover the next morning from having 6.
If you don't like drink it and then become like Mr. Hyde and start consuming a sixer.
I need more. Especially it's so hot. Sometimes it does hit the spot.
Yes, you're right. Now,
super
question.
Refreshing.
As school started back in the Chipper house.
School is starting on Monday, next week, or on Tuesday. So I've noticed, this is a little bit later. It starts on the 17th. So I was jealous at work when people there's a kids channel. It's like, share photos of your kids or whatever. All the parents are in there. And they started posting in early August. I'm like, damn, I want my kid at school right now.
So Jeffrey started today. Actually, everyone started today.
Okay.
So I took him over there because Robin had to be there early.
She works. She's
yes, yard duty supervisor, whatever they call him. So she was there, and so I took Jeffrey in.
Was there a lot of excitement, or was it more nerves, or?
I think it was all of the above.
Yeah.
Because I was up working, and it was like 6:20, and I guess he was awake. So I was like, he's like, I can't really sleep. I was like, that's cool. I figured.
Yeah.
So and he was already dressed and stuff. So
nice.
He got dressed, and so we went down there, and he was kind of like talking. He's talking a lot. But just really rapidly. So he's
the nervous energy.
I was just letting him get it out of the system. I'm like, all right, yeah, you'd be all right. Because for him, he didn't go back at all. He was all virtual, so he hadn't been in school since March 2020.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
And you could tell when we got up. So they don't have to wear the mask outside, but when they go inside, mask up.
Yeah,
which is fine. So you could tell like the kids were like all like kind of weird, like, oh hey, how's like hey.
Yeah.
It's like the first day of school for a lot of them ever.
What grade? He would be like in second grade?
Fourth grade.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, it was cool. And I said, you nervous? He's like, yeah, I'm a little bit. I said, you'll be all right. Yeah. You'll get into it and then you'll be like riding a bike.
Yeah, it'll be like an old hat.
Riding a bike, so you want to get off.
Riding a bike, you're not going to be able to get off of for 10 more years, at least.
At least.
Brutal. Now, okay, so you got a fourth grader. You had a freshman?
And a junior.
Oh, my word. How was a freshman? I would have to expect the nerves might have been.
Oh, they're off the rails. Because he also has not been in school since. So he hadn't been in school since March 2020. And on top of that, he's going into high school. So he,
Fuck. Dude,
I'm sure he watched like those movies where it's like Freshman Fridays.
Yeah.
Like that,
He's getting fucking.
I said, they don't do that shit. No, get out of here. They don't.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's no way that is happening.
No,
it didn't happen when we were kids.
No,
when we were in high
we
school.
did the shit that we did. We'd go to jail for.
Yeah, we would have been probably in trouble for sure. And those summers too, from 8th grade to freshman. I mean, like
the peak.
Guys coming back, they got fucking beards. Chicks have titties and stuff. Like it's just there's a lot of changing, a lot of hormones just firing off the 8th grade summer. Going into high school. So voices are hi.
How you
doing? You're like, oh shit, you're not a squeaky. You're not a kid anymore. You're like, hi. I'm in 9th grade. I shaved this morning. I have so many pubes now. So many pubes.
Armpit hair.
I need to wear deodorant now. I never used to.
I bought a sixer at the gas station in Garden.
I got some beef jerky chew.
I remember that.
That was the jam freshman year. The beef jerky chew. So, do the freshman and junior go to the same school? Did she have to drive him?
Yeah, she drove him.
Oh, that's great. I remember those days.
Oh, I drove James too.
I remember there was like something that I'm like, listen, it's like the first day when you give your kid brother a ride.
Yeah.
Like he's like your parents are like, all right, okay, oh, it's so great, you're giving him a ride. The door shuts. You're like, listen, there's going to be some shit that mom and dad cannot know about that happens in this car, and you got to keep your mouth fucking shut. Listen, okay. Yeah. And you can
you're right.
I know you can do. I'm going to let you do some stuff, but you're going to see some shit that you know is wrong, and you just got to suck it up, and you can't say a fucking word. You got
just lock it up. Just lock it up.
You're a vault. Let's go. Put it in drive.
I'm not going to rat you out. All right.
This is a safe space, and I think because how were our brothers in the same?
I think your brother's 1 year older than mine.
Okay.
So you were a junior, then my brother came in when I was a senior.
Okay, right. So, I had the same situation as what you have. Yeah. So as a junior, I've had my car for like 6 months. So I figured it. We've solved, or we think we have it solved. We're like, okay, we know how this is going to go. I'm totally fine giving you a ride, and this is going to be a safe space, but nothing can leave these four.
You cannot.
These four doors of this 1991 Ford Explorer, Eddie Bauer edition. Nothing can leave these four doors.
You will see some buffoonery in the locker room. You will hear some stories. You will.
Oh my God! Could you imagine the grapevine shit that he must have heard?
Just.
I remember a friend's brother. This is in high school. I think we were probably juniors or seniors. Like you could kind of pick your lockers. Or the freshmen had the lockers by the door, and then sophomores in the middle, and all like they just put the troublemakers in the back. So this is where Chip and Cern had our lockers.
Yeah, we were in the
and
back.
Somehow one of these freshmen, and he was on the like tennis team or something.
Oh, he was the baseball team. He was on the baseball team.
Okay, he was on the baseball team. And this is a friend of a friend, and the shit that he heard in the quote-unquote locker room talk when you're a junior in high school, it must have been tall tales. I will say there was probably some tall tales going around. But I'm sure he heard a lot.
Oh man.
I'm sure that's you learn so much. And it's not really what you learn in class.
We were mentoring the youth.
Yes, we were teaching the youth of tomorrow what it's like to be an elder statesman in the high school. In the high school years. And then so I bet the junior was probably pretty excited to get to school, I would think.
Yeah, she was cool. I mean, they were still dragging a little bit because they knew, you can see your friends and shit, but comes a price of homework and classwork and all the other bullshit you gotta do.
So much bullshit.
Oh, God.
It's half of high school is bullshit.
Right. So the freshman, I was like, I asked him, what's your classes? He's like, I got drawing. I was like, cool. He's like, graphic design. I was like, cool. Okay. Computer apps. He's like, no, it's graphic design. I was like, whatever. PE. I was like, all right. In writing, English or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like,
kind of soft.
I said, oh boy, you got a soft front. What's the back nine look like? You're gonna get fucked, boy. He's like
algebra, science.
Yeah, he has math, the science, English, and some other horse shit.
Yeah, that's a lesson you learn.
Spanish. I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, I said, you got a rough back nine.
So you're gonna spend your whole spring just locked up doing homework? No thanks.
Oh, that's how they did it that way. I was like, man, you got done dirty, boy.
Wow. And then what was the thing with sports in high school? It was like on the first week, you would kind of go like write your name down on a list, right? You would go to like the lunchroom, and they're like, okay, here's like
freshman year, right?
Yeah, here's the volleyball coach and like the volleyball captains, and you would go and you would like talk to them, and they'd be like, yeah, come out for freshman volleyball, and you would write your name down on the sheet, right, or some shit like that. Do you remember that? Like, how would you sign up to be in a sport in high school?
I don't know. Maybe you're right, because you had to fill out
or you had to take something home to your parents, right, or something.
Yeah, you'd have to fill out the waiver, the physical form, and all the other shit you had to do.
Oh, right. And then PE, is he going to be able to crack the 9:30 mile or whatever?
They don't even swim anymore. That's not even a requirement.
Swimming in California, They don't.
I know. I was like,
that's
because I was like, do you have to swim? He's like, no. Why would we swim? Where I was like, they don't do that anymore. I was like, oh, I guess I'm old now. They don't do that anymore. Yeah, there's a hell of water around here.
I know.
When you're a freshman, that's the best.
Yeah. You get to see all these new boobies that year.
I know.
The girls grew
like,
over summer.
Missing out. You're missing out, boy. I'm sorry. You're missing out.
But at the same time, because the boobies are there, the boners are going to be there too. And nothing is worse than trying to finagle the class boner, the boner that you get during class. You got to hide
that. Excuse me, Teach. I'm gonna sit here for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Just, underwater, just waist down, below water.
Yeah. Is there a colder area of the pool that I can go over to? Do we have an iceberg area with ice? Yeah. I remember some days that I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the summer heat or the breeze that would go. I feel like freshman year, a couple times I wore 2 pairs of underwear to school because maybe it was like, oh, actually, you know what it was? I specifically remember this. Remember, it was either freshman year or sophomore year when the dancing would start happening, and they would start paying.
That was freshman year.
And here's the problem. Obviously, I was in me and girls. I was just too nervous around them, and everyone was. I couldn't deal with it. But the biggest problem is that the fucking state mandated shorts and t-shirt that they give you is about as thin as tissue paper. And when you're a 15-year-old boy, and your crush that you've had a crush on for all of PE, and you're counting like how that person's going this person, this person, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna and they must have like paired us up before, and they're like, okay, same partners tomorrow. I'm like, I gotta wear 2 pairs of underwear because I gotta keep this thing under control.
I gotta athletic tape this thing to my leg.
Just tape it to your inside of your thigh. and then underwear, and then because. Oh, and then I'm sure the Axe body spray was getting just passed around the locker room.
Like, that was big back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember we had a couple people. Because there's always those kids that maybe their parents didn't tell them about deodorant. It's kind of like new, so they smelled really bad.
Yes.
I remember like the girls like spraying perfume on their hands, like, oh hey, like putting their hands to try to
to mask some of it.
Yeah, mask some of the smell.
Interesting. Yeah, the dancing at school was too much.
I had a locker next to two of them.
Two stinkers.
Yeah, and it was
they tried to use the Axe to cover up.
They just would just smell. I don't know. It was like a badge of honor for him or something. It was weird. Because people was like, after a while, you're like, dude, you stink. Like you like legitimately smell like shit. And he's like, I don't care. I'm like, oh,
well,
dude,
you fucking should. You should.
Yeah. Like, don't do that.
I mean, we didn't do any. Like, I remember just constantly keeping my clothes. I would never just take it off.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing because we smelled. I mean, there's a definite odor when you go in there because I never. It would be like,
it's just
you would do the sniff test. It would be about 2 weeks, and you would smell your PE clothes. Like, I gotta take these home this week.
Yeah.
Washed.
Yeah.
But this is like over the top. Like, it was horrible.
Oh, I don't know why people. I remember there would be the big, just heaping pile of random clothes that were found. Yeah. And sometimes you're like, oh, I don't have a shirt. Be like, just go in the pile and just grab a t-shirt. You're like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, this will fit me. Just put on someone's random fucking shirt. It's been there for like 2 months.
Because you would lose points if you didn't have your PE clothes. Remember, you get dress coded or whatever.
Yeah,
you get docked for the day. 0 for the day. Like, I ain't getting a 0. There's a plethora of clothes I can put on.
Hell no. Yeah, I need the 100% in PE to pull the rest of my GPA up. To like above graduation.
And it was always funny because you knew it because I'd come out with a shirt that says Henry.
Yeah, it doesn't even say your name on it. And the teachers know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, whatever.
Is that your shirt? Yes. Are you sure? Yes.
You're just like covering up because it had remember the bum XXL shirts? It was like like your classic PE shirt. It just had a white thing that you would have to write your name in.
Yeah.
And
so that's like Henry or some shit. You'd have like just this odd name.
Yeah. Oh, and remember in winter because we would have to go. We were allowed to wear pants over it, but we had to wear shorts. And the teacher would make you like. Because some people obviously would forget their shorts still, and they're like, "Oh, I got my sweats on over," and he's like, "Let me see your shorts." And, oh, I fucking forgot them, coach.
Yeah, some jackasses wear them on the outside of the pants and stuff.
Yeah,
just to be a jerk.
That was probably me.
Yeah, I think we did a couple times.
I'm like, "Oh, you need to make sure I have shorts on." I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. Put them on the outside of my sweats. Because that'll drive the ladies wild for want to dance with you when you got your basketball shorts outside.
Dressed like a clown.
I really would. I don't know why. I think I probably did it for the laughs.
Yeah, I think 99% of everything we ever did was for the laughs.
And I mean, it didn't help that we were in the same class for a lot, so we were spending. I mean, we already spent pretty much from when baseball practice started. We were just hanging out for 3 hours,
3-4 hours. And then we would,
and then before school, yes. So it was just like constant hanging out. And then we would take classes together. And the poor teachers, I mean, they just didn't stand a chance against us. I don't think.
No, that's the science class. That was sophomore year, I think, the science class.
Yeah, in math, I think we were in math class. We had a couple math, but then your math skills went a different direction than mine, and. I wasn't able to take the same classes as you.
I think I finished up. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like math was something that I felt like I had a decent enough handle on that I could try to push it in terms of like a smart elective.
You did
get a
calculus,
bonus,
right?
Yeah, but I ended up having to take that one twice. But
yeah, I didn't. Anyway. I don't think I did calculus. I did calculus later in college.
Yeah. Any sports that your kids are signing up for or anything? Water
as of right now, no.
Track or anything? No.
Oh, no. I think Melanie's doing drama. That's what I was been told.
Interesting.
That's cool. So
I feel like
so it's now I just remember. So Zach broke the first rule today. So we picked him up because Melanie gets out earlier. So I pick up Zach.
Oh, she has like a period off?
Yeah. She has
nice.
Fourth off or whatever.
Oh man. That was great.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
It's the best thing ever.
So we always had athletic PE. But
yes.
It's like whenever when we didn't have sports, like it would be like
when the season was over, you had like half the school. You had pretty much a quarter of the school year where you just didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, you just leave, go to lunch.
Yeah,
never come back.
Go to Tarot again.
But so he was like, "Oh, Melanie was driving today, and this guy cut her off. She got mad. He lives in our neighborhood, but then when we pulled up to him, she said he was pretty cute. So that's her. Call him car crush." And I was like, "Oh yeah." So that's all I was doing all day, like car crush. You know. She was like, "What? What do you mean?" I was like, "Car crush." I was just doing that. Car crush. So then I told her, she's like, "Zach told you?" I was like, "Oh man." And he wants to ride tomorrow too.
Yeah. He might be walking tomorrow. He did that on day one?
Day one. I didn't think about it until right now. I was like, oh, he broke that. Maybe she didn't have to talk with him. Maybe she didn't.
We should just send her this episode and be like, listen, the first couple minutes of this, and
that's all
you need to have a little chat with your brother. I understand.
From the time you get into the car, from the time you get home to get out into their house.
Yes.
It is forgotten memory. It is locked up.
Nothing happens.
There's a black hole. Like nothing can escape a black hole. So it just sits
there.
I won't say anything either.
Because it's going to go both ways. This is a new side potentially of your sibling that you're not going to have seen.
Yes.
You know,
you did rails off of a prostitute's ass. That's cool. It's your biz. Okay?
I just saw my brother take a donkey choker dip of Copenhagen long cut in the car and talking on his phone, and he picked up his friend Cern. And I know mom said no one in the front seat. No friends in the car.
Threw me at the cab and we just down.
But at the same time when it was like, hey, can we pick my friend up or can we give them a ride home? Like, yeah, sure. That's
cool.
Yeah. Because
hey, can you drop me off
both ways.
My girlfriend's house? Like, cool.
Oh yeah. Or there would be a call like, oh, I'm in this situation. How should I handle this? I'm like, oh, okay. Here's what you do. Yeah, totally. It's lessons learned. But what time does school start these days?
8:30.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, I swear ours was like 7:45.
I thought we were at like 7 before 8 for sure.
It was before 8, maybe 7:30.
Well, I mean, they have all those studies now, basically saying that like kids, if the ideal school time is like 9 something, because all the sleep that they miss ends up their grades are way worse, and they're like, oh, in all these different cities, school starts at this time, which is later. And their grades are way better than everyone else in the district because they're and this, there's all this sort of stats and facts.
So it's like 8:30 to
3:30.
So 3:30 or something.
Now,
I swear we were out by 2 something.
Well, that's just me and you, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I think we had our schedule kind of arranged nicely, and we also had the What was the class, quote unquote? What was the class called where you would basically like grade teachers' papers?
Oh, TA.
That's what
teacher's
it was. Teacher's assistant. Okay, so this was a class type that you could take, and basically, if you were cool with a teacher, it's like, oh, my English teacher's really cool. Then you're their TA, and you basically just hang out and text on your phone all day and do your homework or whatever.
Text on the Nokia brick.
Yeah, on the Nokia, playing Snake in the corner there,
or trying to get the download the following game on the TI-80.
Oh, the TI-83 Plus on the calculator, or upload all the answers, all the fractions and formulas you need to know.
Yes.
That was my go-to on that one for sure. For sure. And then you would hear rumors. Oh, did you hear teacher so-and-so goes around before the test and presses everyone's reset button on their calculator? I'm like, no.
Oh,
I will get a 0 on this test if she does that. I will get a 0.
I'm not going to pull my calculator out until after I get my test.
I might as well get a fucking abacus.
Oh, actually, I forgot. Sorry.
I might as well put a fucking abacus on my desk because that's going to be more useful than this calculator. Jesus. That would have screwed me.
That was back when, so I said computer apps, which apparently I'm old now because it's graphic design. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So is that what he's kind of interested in? Is like,
yeah, he has his computer and stuff. I think he likes that stuff. So I said that'd be a good class for him. I told him to take it. He was like, "What do I do?" I was like, "I don't know. The computer game has changed since." I said when I was a freshman,
Mavis Beacon teaches typing, dude. Do you remember taking that? Mavis Beacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid bugs coming out the windshield.
Yeah.
So I said, shit. When I was, if you remember this, we were in freshmen in computer apps. We had what was apples computer apps halfway through the year, and then it switched to IBM like on a break. We came back and it was all different.
Really? But
yeah.
I remember I remember the apples being like
the big green clear ones.
Yeah, they were like the third generation, so they were probably 5 years old at that point. I'm sure.
Yeah. This is what 2001.
Yeah. So we must have got what did we get, some gateways or something?
Something like that.
Remember the cow box?
Yeah,
like $200.
That was when we used to horse around and turn each other's computers off on the back of the little switch.
Yeah, because you would have the big tower that would lay down, and then the monitor, which was this huge tube thing, would like hang
wasn't
off.
Even flat screen. Those that was not even on the radar.
Oh no! And then behind there was just the power switch, so you just would stick your arm out and you could just shut off someone's computer.
Yeah,
and they were working on projects and shit.
Yeah, Jay said DJ all the time, and I thought DJ was gonna like he was
murder.
Like so red, like he was like, I didn't even say anything. I thought he was gonna murder Joe. I was like, oh boy.
Well, I mean, this is before. No, I know we sound like a couple of fucking boomers right now, but this is, now when you're working on a document, it just automatically auto saves to the cloud and all this stuff. If you didn't control S that or control control S.
Control S, yeah.
You could have been working on your whole report, and if your computer crashed, it's gone. There's
gone.
no recovery files. Back. It's just not coming back.
That was the worst.
So, I mean, if you were really you could fuck with somebody in the first like 5 minutes, because they probably only like it would take you 5 minutes to like set the margins and like put your name in the upper left corner. And
that was when you set the margins too. You to like move around.
Remember how you would do the margins like 4 inches big and there's barely would put any text?
Yeah.
Just all these hacks that these teachers are like, I see this every year. Like
every day. Well, you thought you were the slyest motherfucker. And you're like, dude, I'm genius. I'm like, I'm never gonna catch it.
No one has thought of this before. What if we made what if we made
you'd write your paper instead of 12, you'd make it like 14
yeah.
double spaced.
Double spaced. Spreading the words out, making the word like making the letters be really far apart too.
Yeah.
Oh man. We had every.
I think back.
Every trick in the book. Every trick in the book. But so okay, when you turn is their homework actual papers and they have to write on it, or is it all on the computer now?
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do this one. I think he has a Chromebook he has to carry around.
Oh, that makes sense. So you use it in class then?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So it's kind of cool because they're like, oh, he's like, here's my Chromebook. I was like, oh, good idea.
Yeah. I mean, they probably get him for $100 to school for free.
Yeah. It has like his little barcode or whatever. It's tied to his name or
his
whatever.
Profile, whatever.
Student ID.
Could you imagine the fucking porn sites that get pulled up on those? They have to.
Oh my god! We used to do that in class.
They must dip those.
Here we go. Here's the boomer speak again.
Yeah.
Remember, they had like no firewalls at that point in time.
No, because I don't even think it was a thing. Firewalls weren't even invented.
Whitehouse.com.
Well, this is so funny. A super fan, Joseph, one of he actually sent to the email one time. You remember that?
Okay, yes.
He
was great. He preys upon
me. He's a huge Cerny slut. He's a huge Cerny slut. He's also a huge gay. And we're in this.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. And we're
all fans are welcome.
We'll take them all. Anyone that we can get. And
anybody who prays the Cern is welcome.
He's welcome. And so he's in this group chat with me and another coworker that we have, and we were talking about some work stuff or something, and he goes, "Cheer up, guys!" And he just sent a GIF of some boobs, like a woman jumping up and down, but her boobs were just the ginormous thing. And the other person in group chat goes, "What did you search for to like yield this result?" And he's like, "I just typed in boobs." And I'm like, that's what you search when you're 14 and you don't know what to look for porn. Because it's so true, because the world's your oyster. You don't even know. You haven't been exposed to a lot of stuff. You're not. The first thing you search for isn't like Cleveland Steamers. Yeah, you're not like looking up for like, okay, stepdaughter bukkake sleepover porn. Like, you're not looking that up when you're just cracking the books on the porn.
You just think, I want to see boobs, so that's what I'm looking at. Exactly. I'm sure we'll go from there. That's the starting point. That's our jump off point.
So I think our strategy in school was to go to a site that had enough plausible deniability that we could say we didn't mean to be looking at porn. We know porn's on the site, and we realize these are titties now. But we thought
I've been on the site for the last 15 minutes, but I didn't mean to get here.
we thought whitehouse.com had educational resources.
Even though it's a computer apps class, we have no business to search up history or White House information.
Who's the president of the United States? Well, think about it now. Yeah. And then, also, everyone could see your fucking computer, too. Oh, yeah, because it was just the way the room was lined up. So it's like everyone else. And then, what are 4 boys standing around one person's computer doing? I wonder.
Yeah,
they're not checking the box score.
My
yeah. Everyone like just adjusting their shorts, hands in pockets. A lot of boners going on.
Pointing them up.
I think that's all for freshman year as a boy, as a man, or not as a teenager freshman. Most of the year is just. I feel like the only thing I remember is boner abatement. How do you
concealing a boner?
Boner concealing and things to do about that. That was that. That's what I think.
If you're 14, right? Yeah, 14. Yeah. At that age, the wind catches you right. It's gone.
It's a problem. It's a real problem. And yeah. And then there was always be the guys who was the real horn dogs. They were like, "Oh, I'm going to stand on my buddy's shoulders and try to peek into the girls' locker room, or I'm going to what if we ran in? Yeah, what if we ran in, because they didn't have, or someone just run in there real quick and just like open it up and look in, because you think, what Porky's has you believe happens in the locker room is a lot different than probably what actually happens. But
yeah,
I remember there was a couple instances where someone's like, "Oh, did you hear so-and-so got suspended?" You're like, "Oh, what happened?" Well, he just ran straight up in the girls' locker room. He just went in there like kamikaze.
Did he see anything? No, didn't make it.
Then, yeah.
But, stopped by the PE teacher.
I'm sure they had some. You got to know that shit's happening on the regular, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
They have to know.
It was happening on the regular when we were there. On the shoulders, we used to try that. But you would think you'd be sly, but you're like out in the middle. Remember the back was like out in the middle of the court?
Yeah.
You see,
And there's always teachers around, and there's, you're
they'd be in that shed. They would be in that shed. They come out, hey.
Yeah, they're going to get caught.
At least if we remember, I didn't do that, but I remember, people, we have the cool teacher. Hey, don't do that. Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Okay.
Which is true. You were just being stupid. Yeah. You're a kid.
Yeah.
I guess. We didn't have too many hijinks like that. I don't think.
No, we didn't. Remember the one time we got to go in to the girls' locker room, but they were all out. Were you there? That's where you were.
Maybe
they needed help moving a couch.
Oh, and
none of the male PE teachers were there. Remember? So
yeah,
it was just the females. So, and we happened to be, I forget, we were fucking straggling. It was after baseball. Remember? We were like straggling.
Okay, yeah.
Doing our usual bullshit until
we're just dragging our feet. Dragging our feet.
Good, you think you're here, right? You need help moving a couch in the girls' locker room. Like, yes. Yep.
And I remember going in, and first of all, they probably popped a boner, just the anticipation.
Yeah.
And then I just thinking like, it's probably going to smell really good. There'll be like, eucalyptus diffusers going on, and it's like a spa situation. And I don't remember it smelling bad at all. I
remember smelling a lot of perfume. I was like, oh, it does smell kind of nice, because it smells. If we have any lady fans, if you're ever in a boys' locker room, it smells like death.
It's just what you imagine gross dude smelling like, but then just put that smell and just spray a bunch of Axe over top.
Yeah, yep.
And that's what it smelled like for 4 years.
With clothes and shit everywhere. Oh. It was everywhere. And it was, remember the girl, it was pretty fucking clean. I was like, oh, this is
yeah.
great.
Like, oh, that's why they call them the more like the fairer sex. You see, you really understand why.
Like,
Compare
wow,
the locker
really nice in there.
Yeah. Although I have heard some horror stories from my wife. Told me about a couple gnarly bathroom situations or things that.
Oh, I'm sure there's
It's
not.
I mean, there's
totally unclean.
But I think I do remember that, and then it was always the hope as a high school boy was to always somehow catch some sort of glimpse of like a door that was being held open, and you could. Let me just take a look in here. Let me see. I just want to see a booty or some fucking thong underwear or something. You know, I just got to get a glimpse.
Yep.
Got to scratch that itch. So I don't know. Maybe the games are more sophisticated now with technology.
Oh, that is true. Because we had the brick. Well, we had the Razor eventually. That was like they had a camera on it, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but that thing was like a fucking potato.
No, I know.
It was,
but at that point in time, it was.
Oh, it was like, oh my God. I remember being like, hey, can I take a picture of you so I could put it as. I can actually put your photo as your profile, so when you call, your face pops up.
Oh yeah, that was.
Like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's do that.
And then like later on, like you take a picture with the sidekick.
Oh yeah,
this is gonna be my profile pic for MySpace. Me and Tom are gonna be best friends.
He's in my top 8. That Tom guy. But remember when you would get a phone, it wouldn't automatic. You'd have to add all your new numbers to. Oh, yes. Remember how fucking long that would take? Forever. It would.
That's when you start really rationalizing your friends. Like,
yeah,
I don't really talk to this motherfucker. So
he's not making it to the new phone. But that also was another great reason to memorize your friends' phone numbers at least.
That's why I can still remember your guys' numbers.
I just know that you start with 247, but that's all. If I tried, I might be able to figure the rest out, but. I don't want to have your phone blowing up by giving it out.
I start getting texts.
Yeah.
Sorry, sluts
checking in. Oh.
But yeah, I still remember your guys' phone numbers because of that.
Yeah. I think I remember my old house phone. I don't think people have house phones anymore. What's the point?
No. My parents don't even have it.
I bet mine do.
Well, probably.
Yeah. For sure.
Probably. I talked to my parents like, why do you need that? You have a phone. You have one that goes with you.
All the time.
Yeah.
The only thing that some people do have it is like, oh, well, I have Comcast and it's just in the package. And if the power goes out, at least I can call. I'm like, well, you can't call anyone that has a cell phone because, know, everyone has a cell phone. So, yeah.
Yeah. And if the power goes out, doesn't mean my phone's going. I just can't charge it.
Yeah, there's still going to be some battery life in there. Plus, all the power banks finally use those things up.
Yeah.
So, are they doing the homecomings? Going to be coming up soon? Are they doing all the dances and all that kind of stuff? Or are they?
Oh, that's a good question. I cannot answer that. I don't know. I want to say
float
yes,
building,
but I don't.
Did you ever participate in the float building? I don't think we did that stuff.
No, I didn't do that.
No, that was.
I didn't want to go to some. Remember, we were thinking about it. But it was like we have to go to somebody's house. If I remember correctly, it was somebody very bossy, and we were just going to boss our ass around. I was like,
yeah,
I'm not going to spend my because I think we were homecoming was football season, so it'd be the fall. Remember, we would still do fall ball and conditioning.
Right.
So I remember, like, I'm not going to go run 3 miles and kind of do fall ball shit, and then go to somebody's house and get
bossed around again. Yeah. Right. It was like a really bad group project.
Yeah.
Because whoever
I remember a lot of people that didn't remember, they weren't exactly the most popular, but now they have a little taste of power. So
yes.
It was like,
and they liked exercising that over like some people who they normally don't get to flex that muscle on.
Yeah. I was like, I don't do that.
Yeah. It's probably people like on the cross country team or something.
I think it was.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with cross country. I actually kind of wished I would have done it.
Aimed at a specific person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think our next reunion might be it for us.
Yeah. Oh, we're coming up a couple years in the old 20. Fuck.
Oh, shit.
God damn, we're old.
I know.
We have
wow, you're right.
2025, right? So we have a couple years. We have 3 years. 4 years, 3 years. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, we're the two sexiest bitches there, that's for sure.
That still holds true today.
And we went to the 10-year one, right? Was it 10 or 5?
Yeah, it was 10.
10. And I was like, hey, not doing too bad for myself compared to some of my classmates.
I'm winning. I'm coming up ahead.
I'm like, I've talked to 3 people and they work at Verizon selling cell phones. Someone selling used cars. And, I know what Cerny does. Or military as well is always kind of a thing. Or, I think 10, kind of still, I'm doing school. Or, doing whatever.
There was still
I'm in a family or something. Yeah.
I took a few years off and then kind of came back. And,
Yeah. Wonder what's going to be, wonder what it's going to be this upcoming.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
No, we did have to have our head on hole for one.
Yeah. I mean, I was legitimately nervous and it didn't make me feel good because I didn't treat someone very nicely. So I felt bad about it, but I'm glad.
It's like, I shouldn't have been a jerk. I mean, now, granted, he was not exactly the nicest either. No, but,
that's true.
2 wrongs don't make a right. I get it. Today. In today's, I get it.
Yeah.
Back when you're 14, 15, 16.
Your judgment's a little off.
Yeah.
Or it's not fully developed, I will say. Maybe.
Your mind's too distracted about concealing a boner. Not thinking about other.
Exactly. So this is, dealing for high school boys, it's most about boner management.
Yes, and getting a glimpse.
Of something.
Everything else is secondary.
Yeah. School, sports, grades, all that stuff. That's a distant second.
Far distant.
Yeah, and then like boobs and not getting boners from the wrong people, and then how to get the highest grades with the least amount of effort on the easiest classes. That was sort of another strategy that I was trying to employ, and then carried that right into college. I'm going to try to pile up as much points as possible, and then I'm going to try to coast into when at the end of the year and do 0. Yes, and then basically the 4-year arc of high school is like to junior year is like where you're peaking and you're everything, and then senior year, inject that senioritis, put that bitch into cruise control, and just go mosey on in. I remember my last semester was like 4th period off, 3rd period TA is like noon. I'm like, peace. I'm going home.
I was out.
I'm going home. And I do remember in 8th grade, last story, 8th grade, this teacher, Mrs. Grove, I believe her name was, at Dry Creek Elementary.
Okay.
As you may imagine, I had a tendency to run my mouth a little bit in class. As Cerny knows.
Oh, let me write this down.
It was nearing the end of 8th grade, so I probably was especially yappy. And I actually got taken out of class. She paused the class to take me outside to have a chat with me. So I must have really been, I'm looking back, I'm like, I must have really been disruptive. And she's like, listen, I know you're just trying to be funny and stuff, but this kind of behavior isn't going to fly in high school. High school is for, you're starting your life. You're picking what your career is going to do. You can't act like this in high school. And I was like, she's probably right, whatever. So I think I probably think. And I get into high school and I come to find out, actually, the more of a jackass and the sillier you are, you actually become really popular. And it's instead of the other way, it's like, oh yeah, if this person's funny, this is all you're going to have a great time in high school.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny and I understand she's just trying to mold a young mind, but
yeah. I'm not going to knock her for it. That's fine.
Yeah, she tried. I'm sure many teachers did with me. But
it's easy when you look back. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, at the time, like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh, she didn't see that. She didn't know that I was going to be having Cerny in my classes.
No, that is. It's a good thing you weren't in my media class too. I remember I had to sit outside a lot of times.
And then it would be even worse problem if you had multiple friends.
Oh yeah.
Like if Joe and you were in the class, PE especially there was almost no boundaries in PE.
No, it was clown around to the max. And we had a teacher that would.
There was a lot of runway.
A lot of, you had a lot of. I mean, if it was dangerous, he would knock it. You would tell you to knock it off
if he saw it.
If he saw it. But there was a tremendous amount of clowning around all the time.
Literally every day it would be, and then we would just play whatever sport it was, just balls out as hard as we fucking could.
Yeah,
being super aggressive, knocking people. We were just being kind of. I mean, I guess we were probably just being. I mean, we were just being fucking aggro, testosterone riddled 14, 15-year-olds. What do you want from us?
Just going all
just going crazy, running all over the place.
Getting sweaty as hell.
Sweaty. Not
it was
showering.
Like the first fucking second period of the day.
Yeah. And would anyone shower?
The pool was cold.
I don't think nobody would really shower after.
No.
So we would go.
Just
you would have the axe shower.
Yeah,
that's right.
The what do they call it? A horse bath or something like that? I can't remember I can't remember the. It's like some old phrase like that.
I don't know. I haven't heard that before. We'll have to look that up next time. But yeah. Anyway, so we'll have we'll need an update on what sort of sports they're going into, and obviously she needs to have a chat with her little brother about what stays in the car and what makes it out.
Yeah.
But
when we leave the house and by the time we come home in the house, it stays.
Mm-hmm.
It goes no further than the car.
Absolutely.
We won't even talk to our friends inside the house about it. You will talk about it.
Oh yeah. It's just, yeah. There's certain things that can't be spoken between these walls. For sure. Well, we've reached the end again, Cerny.
Oh, could keep going.
I know we could keep going, but
all good things must come to
all good things must come to an end. So, if you have any good stories about your high school boner concealment, just shoot those over in an email to us. Not your boners. We're not super into seeing your boners.
Yeah,
just your tips.
Just leave that to the imagination. But you can talk to us about it. You can email us at chipandcernshow@gmail.com. Or you can slide into our DMs, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything Chip and Cern Show.
We'll be there, and you can guarantee that. So don't forget to get vaxxed up. Keep wearing your mask. We got this Delta variant going around.
Yes.
Let's just get this shit over with, people. If we could get jabbed up, and we'll get it over with.
Yep.
And keep your pussy clean and your balls and all that good stuff as usual. But until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.